Hi everybody, today I'm doing a video on Invisalign and my experience and if I'd recommend it or not, and basically giving you some background information from my own experience. So if you're interested, go ahead and keep watching. So first I'll start out with people who don't know about Invisalign. Invisalign is very similar to braces, I would definitely say, except for they are clear plastic trays. I'll show you, for example, when I first started with Invisalign, there are two kinds of cases. Usually there's an express case or there's just a regular case where basically if you have an express case, your teeth are really straight already or they don't really need a lot of correction. So basically you'll have like 12 trays total that you'll have to go through that basically just straighten your teeth to perfection. If you're not an express case, that's fine too, but it is more money because it does involve more trays. Like for example, I was not an express case. When I had Invisalign, I did it June of my sophomore year, and I was 16 years old, and I had a gap, and basically my teeth were not the best, but they really weren't the worst, so it wasn't worst case scenario to where they would have probably recommend braces because not all of my teeth needed to be turned completely. But basically I had them June till December, and I wore my clear plastic trays for 2 weeks at a time. So basically this is what you get, the packaging I got for my Invisalign tray, and the Invisalign trays look exactly like that. I'll show you more of a close-up if I can. And then basically to start off you get Basically to start off you get two retainer cases, one being blue, and then you get a red case. And basically they give you two trays because one, they want you to keep, so I think it's the red, they want you to keep your current retainer you're wearing. So if you do take it out, for instance, for eating, that's the only reason you should take it out. You put it in here, slip it in your purse, or slip it in your pocket if you're a guy, whatnot. The blue container is for your Invisalign you had beforehand, like the week or two beforehand, just in case this one breaks, your current one breaks, or you lose it for some reason. You always have the backup, so you can call your dental provider and tell them, hey, I'm missing a tray, and they can remake one for you. But they come in little packages like this. These are two packages. Like it'll say 3 out of 4. These are just my retainers. That's why there's only 4 of them, for instance. But it'll say 3 out of 4, so this is my third retainer. It'll say 4 out of 4, so you know which week is for which. So yeah, that's basically what you get. You get, a lot of the time your doctor or your dentist will give you like 2 at a time. We'll give you 2 of the trays at a time, so you don't have to come into the office as much. But usually once you first get started, they have you come in to the doctor's office once a week to make sure that your trays are actually working, to make sure you've had no problems and all that kind of stuff. They would like you to keep them in for about 22 hours a day. Basically you keep them in when you sleep, you keep them in when you're doing just like exercise, you keep them in basically the whole time. It's like a retainer that you keep in your mouth full time, except for when you eat. I did want to say that I had the best experience with Invisalign, and it kind of helped that I had an awesome doctor. If you live in the Nebraska, Omaha metro area, if you write a comment down below, I don't mind giving out his name. Getting Invisalign was one of the best things that happened to me because it really upped my confidence. I had not quite a gap, but I had a pretty big gap, and my smile was always insecure. I was so insecure about my smile, and I don't know what, it was just like amazing that it just happened so fast, and I didn't actually have that outer look of braces. Braces, like the thought of braces just made me think of how self-conscious I'd be with them. Yeah, there is a big price difference, I would say, like I'm not sure exactly how much braces are, but I will write it down below, like how much exactly or how much the average person pays for braces. But for Invisalign, it's about, depends on what case you are. Like I said earlier, you could be an express case, or you could be just a regular case that's kind of like your teeth are a little worse than better. So the express case, like I said earlier, goes really fast, and it's done in about like 12 weeks time, or maybe a little more. I think maybe a little more, but I'm not sure. But I know it's a lot faster than what I did, but what I did was nothing compared to how long some people have braces on. I feel like for my teeth, if I would have worn braces rather than chosen Invisalign, I probably would have had braces on for 2 years. I personally had them on, like I said maybe earlier, I've had them on from till June till Christmas time. Pain-wise, there was only like 2 or 3 times where right after the doctor where they put them actually in my mouth for me, to where they were really snug, and they kind of gave me like a headache. But that pain only lasted for probably like 4 hours, and then your mouth gets like used to them because your teeth are moving, and basically it just went away within 5 hours. I would say for that day I really didn't want to take my Invisalign out because it was tender on your teeth to kind of pull them out. But that's the only pain compared to the way people talk about braces. But yes, there was barely any pain, like intact, in my Invisalign experience at all. If you do have any extra questions, go ahead and ask me. I will answer them all to the best of my knowledge. I'm not a dentist. I don't have my own practice. I do not work for Invisalign, and Invisalign is not paying me or doing anything for me to make this video. Like I said, I had Invisalign back when I was 16, and I thought this would be a really good informative video for those who are kind of thinking about it but don't really know too much about Invisalign. So in my phone I have a couple questions that I thought would be helpful to write down in case anyone, like questions I wouldn't normally think of while I'm in front of the camera. So, about how much does Invisalign cost? That's pretty good question. Right now my sister just got estimates on her Invisalign, and she is possibly going to be doing it, and with Invisalign it's like, I mean, at our current location it's about $4,800, which might seem a lot to some people, but if you have insurance, for instance, I think our insurance covering like $1,800 of it, that's only $3,000 that you'll have to pay for something that will like last you forever. And a lot of dental offices have payment plans and different stuff you can figure out. So how long does it last? How long do you have to have your Invisalign on for? Okay, this depends on if you're an express case, which is your teeth are really straight already, you just need a couple things to be moved and perfected a little bit. And then if you're just a regular case, you probably have them on for longer just because you need more tweaks and to pull your teeth, and not pull them out of course, but like pull them in different directions. So it'll probably take a little longer. Like I said earlier, which I probably said 3 times already, my Invisalign lasted from June till December, so about 6 months, and I had my trays on for like 2 weeks at a time. Okay, this is a great question. What is the difference between Invisalign Teen and regular Invisalign? Which I did not have, by the way. I had regular Invisalign. Invisalign Teen is a little different. I believe their plastic in their trays is a little weaker, and I know for a fact that in the back of the Invisalign tray they actually have like a color little patch that fades, so you make sure your child is, so people or the doctor or the parents can make sure that their child is wearing the Invisalign trays the correct amount of time they're supposed to. The Invisalign, the regular Invisalign is just a little thicker, I think, for like more of a stronger, like a bigger mouth, I believe. And basically just simple and doesn't have that color that fades away, you know. So those are the 2 differences that I know of. Can you eat with them on? A lot of dentists recommend that you don't eat with them on, but honestly, if it's like something simple, like of course you're not going to eat chips with your Invisalign on because there's more of an opportunity for them to break off or break itself, you know, so that would cost more money on top of what you're already paying because that was your fault and not the dentist's fault. So I would recommend not eating anything while you have them in. Of course you can drink a slushie or you can have water. Sometimes I even softly chewed gum, like right after lunch or whatever. I just put some gum in my mouth and just like softly chew. Don't chomp, of course, 'cause I would not personally eat with them in. Plus it gets stuck up in there and then you gotta, yeah. How do you keep them clean? Even though you wear your trays for only about 2 weeks at a time, I would recommend brushing them with a toothbrush every night before you go to bed just so they're clean and you don't want to get like if they're dirty, your teeth are gonna adhere to that and whatever's on there, I should say, is going to adhere to your teeth and will cause more cavities. So you do have to be a little more careful when you wear Invisalign when it comes to cavities and dental hygiene. Basically, you have to like take it up a notch. I did want to say I am very impressed with Invisalign. It was one of the best things I've done and it's definitely helped my confidence 100%. Like I said before, comment down below if you have any questions. I will answer them to the best of my abilities, and I will answer them all. Thank you guys for watching.